How to fund your fix and flip deal with no experience doing it. All right, guys, almost anybody who might want to lend money to you as a fix and flipper is gonna wanna see you've successfully done some deals before. They wanna make sure that you have some experience. Hard money lenders, private money lenders, and even your Uncle Bill is likely to say, hey, have you done this before? And do you know what you're doing? So, if you haven't done it before, how can you get into the game and get somebody that'll help fund your deals? There's a little terminology most people don't realize, and this is what hard money is versus what soft money is. And I'd like to explain this just for a minute. So first off, you have soft money. This basically is banks that are lending to homeowners that are going to live in the property. And the idea of soft money is they're lending the money not based upon the value of the property, they're doing it based upon the soft assets, meaning your credit score, your income, your debt to income ratio, and your likelihood to repay that loan based upon those factors and many others. Your job history, have you been there for 2 years? Is it stable? Those types of things. And that's what they're looking at. All they wanna know for the property is they wanna make sure they're not lending more than what the property is actually worth. Meaning, if the appraisal came in at $200,000, they'd be willing to lend you $200,000 and probably require you to put anywhere between 3% to maybe 10% down, depending upon what type of loan product you're working with. That's basically what's called a soft money loan. Now, on the reverse side of that is what's called a hard money loan. Now, hard money loans are not hard to get. Soft money loans are hard to get. Hard money loans are lending on the hard asset. The propensity to repay isn't based upon the person, the credit score, or anything else. It's based upon the property. And so hard money lenders are gonna say, is the property have the value? And I'll lend a percentage of that. So most hard money lenders are gonna lend about 70%, 75% of the value of the property. So if the property's worth $100,000, then the hard money lender is going to lend you about $70,000 to $75,000. Now, there's a big kicker here. The question really is are they lending you the money based upon the after repaired value or the current value of the property? Now, a lot of lenders will lend you of the current value, but that would have you coming up with a whole bunch of cash. But it also doesn't solve this problem of you never having experience before. So if you're trying to make a deal happen, you're going to have to find a hard money lender who's willing to work with new investors. If you're working with a hard money that's working with new investors, you should expect to pay more money and you should expect that they're gonna have more oversight for you. So for example, it's gonna be a process to make sure the property is valued correctly and working with you. It's gonna be a process to make sure your contractor bids are accurate. You wanna make sure you've got 2 different contractors. Some hard money lenders will wanna have a project manager that's gonna be working with you to make sure that the job actually gets done. You see, because even though the asset may be good, they want to make sure the project actually happens, gets completed and done within time periods, and they're going to put some stringent requirements around that. So if you do mess up, they can come in and secure their investment. Don't get me wrong. There are some hard money sharks out there that are just trying to take your property and take your equity and those things, but most of them aren't. Most hard money lenders are just trying to protect their investment. They want to get their money back and get a return on their money. That's really all they're looking for. So you've got to keep that in perspective. So the other way you can talk about doing this is finding a partner. You can find a partner that has some experience that will mentor you through the process. They could be on the loan and on the property as well. And you could do some type of a profit split. Maybe you know somebody that's done some fix and flips and you can say, hey, if I go find a property, can we team up together and you can teach me the ropes a little bit and I'll pay you a percentage of the deal to do that. That could be a great way of doing it. The other thing that will happen occasionally with a hard money lender is if you don't have experience, they may want to have somebody with great credit. They may want to have somebody that has a good job history, maybe something they're looking for. So one of the things you can also find is what's called a credit partner, somebody that's willing to sign, putting their credit at risk, their liability at risk for them to move forward and to actually do the deal, which might strengthen that. So even though hard money lenders are really lending based upon the property, if your situation's rough and you don't have experience, they fall back into some other things like what's their propensity to repay? How good have they done at paying other debtors? Have they ever filed bankruptcy? Those types of things. And if you have a strong credit partner combined with a hard money lender, that could work out really well, even if you don't have the experience. Now, the other thing to really keep in mind here is there's also a new way to do investing that doesn't require a whole bunch of money, which is called wholesaling. It's something you should look look into. We've got some videos on that as well. What happened to me is I found a property and I did not know how I was going to get funding on that. I found a guy named Dan who funded my purchase and funded my rehab, and that guy literally changed my life. It was expensive, but it gave me the opportunity to do a deal that I wouldn't otherwise have been able to do. And because of that, I have started a company to help first timers get hard money. If they've got the drive, they've got the motivation, they've got the work ethic, then we help fill in the gaps so that they can be successful in real estate investing. Here's what I want you to do. If you're struggling to get started, whether that's finding deals, closing deals, getting the money to do deals, I want you to head over to a link I'm going to put on the screen or in the description below. You can read a little bit more about how and why I help brand new investors. I want to get them started and having success. Nothing gets me more fired up than helping change somebody's life by opening the door to their first real estate deal. Somebody did it for me. It was Dan, and I want to help do that for you. So click on the link, read more about how I can do this for you, and make it a very profitable day.